Today, unpredictability rules. So you've got to stay on your toes. You have to be resilient, super secure, and wildly innovative. To do this, you have to take astronomical amounts of data and make sense of it all. But going it alone? No. Grab a partner who will help you unlock the power of your data. A partner that will help you tame complexity, not add to it. A partner like Splunk. Splunk helps you turn data into doing. Our award-winning products and expert teams are on a mission to help everyone thrive in the data age. Operating across hybrid and multi-cloud environments? Let's do it. Protecting your organization? Let's nail it. Want to innovate faster? Let's floor it. With an extensible platform powering full-stack integrated observability, unified security, and world-leading investigation, your options are unlimited, but your trajectory moves in just one direction: forward, faster. So come on, data heroes. It's time to join forces and turn the uncertainty of today into the opportunity of tomorrow. Get ready to move mountains, because when data heroes unite, anything is possible.
Welcome to .conf21, coming to you live from Splunk Studios in San Francisco, California. Please welcome Splunk President and CEO, Doug Merritt.
Hello, and welcome to .conf21. I am so excited to be live with you today as we kick off my favorite part of the year with you, our customers, partners, community members, and of course, our Splunkers. And what a sight to see members of the Splunk Trust streaming in live all over the world. I love it. Boy, have I missed seeing your fezzes. Thank you for everything you do to power Splunk. We have a lot in store for you today. First, I'm going to share a few stories of all the data-driven magic that you made possible throughout this year. Next, Sean Bice, our President of Products and Technology, and Garth Fort, our Chief Product Officer, will demo a few of the ways we're making Splunk even more powerful with awesome innovations across security, observability, and of course, our one-of-a-kind data platform. Then Teresa Carlson, our President and Chief Growth Officer, yeah, that's what CGO stands for, will reveal what we've got up our sleeves to further simplify and accelerate removing the barriers between data and action. She'll share updates around our partnerships, our community, pricing, and customer success. I'm super excited about the announcement Teresa will make for our public sector customers as well, so tune in for that. Everything we're going to cover is about how Splunk can help you release your inner data hero and, of course, turn data into doing. Because let's face it, you have had a lot to do. The executives that I've been meeting with have been facing tough new questions from their boards. Questions about systems health, security, app velocity, cyber resiliency. These are really different questions they would have gotten 2 years ago. And now you are the ones on the hook for answers. You've all been asked to deliver outcomes during this very volatile and unpredictable time. Security professionals, you are carrying the weight of minimizing security risk and the impact of cyber threats at a time when security incidents and data breaches are rampant. In 2020 alone, about 3,000 breaches exposed 36 billion records. Yes, that's with a B. That's enough for every person on the planet to have had about 5 records compromised. Developers, you have cranked out tremendous amounts of code over the past 18 months to meet urgent needs like COVID-safe pickups and drop-offs. And thank goodness you did. Because of your innovation, we've all experienced new ways of shopping, of eating, traveling, communicating, learning, and so much more. And IT professionals, you are facing all of these challenges while also managing versions of code that, for many of you, span decades. Dare I even mention Fortran or COBOL? You have a lot to juggle, and we're grateful that you've kept our world running. Now, some people might call what you've been up against data problems, but I'm an optimist. I see these as data opportunities. Why? Because of you. You all turn data into doing, and data has never been more important. Over the next 2 days, you're going to hear stories of how data heroes like you are delivering secure and resilient systems and unlocking innovation to drive critical business outcomes. That said, you need the right technology and the right partners to become a data hero. Now, we've been doing a lot of research here at Splunk, and one of our latest research elements found that over half of all organizations around the globe do not know how to effectively identify and put their data to use. That is a massive opportunity cost. But I understand why some organizations might be struggling, because there are at least 3 challenges that get in the way of reaching the outcomes that data can power. First, your technology landscape makes every digital interaction unnervingly complex. The majority of you work with generations of technological investments, from on-prem monoliths, some 40, 50, 60 years old, to the latest cloud-native apps. This means most of your business processes and all of your individual customer interactions are now made up of hundreds of different services that span these generations of technology. So, while cloud certainly attempts to make things simpler, the scale that it delivers through the hundreds of constantly changing and evolving services also adds immense complexity and maybe even a little bit of anxiety. Because of this complexity, having an end-to-end view of your data is extremely challenging. Consider this, there are now over 16 categories of data offerings. And within those 16 categories, more than 350 different vendor tools. It's super logical then that data becomes fragmented and siloed, leading to security and performance blind spots, not to mention missed opportunities. I know firsthand that it's hard to make a critical decision or spot a new opportunity if you cannot see end-to-end across your business. And finally, let's turn to that world that we do not control, the evolving security and privacy landscape layered by always changing regulatory requirements. This makes it even harder to get the right data at the right time to make the critical right decision. These 3 challenges, complexity, fragmentation, and regulations, add up to one really big issue, the struggle to deliver better results for your organization. And luckily for you, this is our expertise. Splunk is here to help you solve those exact challenges. We are 100% focused on helping you remove the barriers between data and action. And we have been from the start. We launched our first product, Splunk Enterprise, to help you investigate root causes across your complex landscape. We did that by taking a completely divergent approach. We didn't force our customers to refine or filter or organize their data. Instead, we built a unique index and search offering that ingested unstructured data so our customers could find that super important needle in the haystack to solve their problems. Of course, though, we didn't stop there. We saw that your cloud journeys would fundamentally change how you need to understand and take action on your data. And that's why we invested to get ahead of where you need to go. So today, our extensible data platform powers full stack observability and unified security for the multi-cloud hybrid world that you all live in. That's all done so you can manage that complexity with end-to-end visibility across your technology and business and ensure the right access to the right data at the right time. The result? With Splunk, you can improve security, you can bolster resilience, and accelerate the pace of innovation. But you don't have to take my word for it. We are honored that industry analysts like Gartner have recognized Splunk's leadership across every major market where we operate, whether customers are securing their business, keeping IT systems running, or building new applications. To name just 2 of the examples that you see here, this was our 8th consecutive year as a leader in the Gartner Security Information and Event Management Magic Quadrant. And GigaOM named us a leader and the only outperformer for cloud observability in 2021. And speaking of accolades, when you use Splunk, you are joining 92 of the Fortune 100 who trust us as one of their business-critical platforms. Nothing inspires me more than what our customers make possible with Splunk. So, I'd like to share some of my favorite stories, from massive global enterprises to the front lines of health and education. Why don't we start with Fortune company #1, Walmart. They're using Splunk to support their multi-cloud strategy to elevate the shopping experience for 220 million weekly shoppers. It's 220 million weekly shoppers. Check out Walmart's incredible story during our customer keynote right after this. You will not want to miss it. I'm also blown away by Tesco, the UK's largest retailer. Tesco IT helped get essential goods into the hands of millions of families, supporting more than 42 million transactions per week. That's roughly 66 per second, while keeping their systems secure and reliable. And given the last 2 years, what's more important than health? Let's take Takeda, a global values-based biopharmaceutical leader headquartered in Japan. They're using Splunk Cloud to drive their data and their digital strategy so they can move at the accelerating speed of science. Like many of you, I have kids in school. So I'm inspired by how the University of Illinois has used Splunk Cloud to help safely administer and track the results of more than 100,000 COVID tests from students and faculty every single week, along with contact tracing to help slow the spread of the virus on campus. Next, who doesn't love burritos? I enjoy Chipotle's online customer experience almost as much as I love their guac. Chipotle's digital sales skyrocketed beyond $2 billion this year, something they certainly didn't anticipate pre-pandemic. And they leveraged Splunk to ensure hungry customers were able to order online and pick up at the restaurant contact-free. Let's wrap with the globe's largest cloud services provider, Amazon Web Services. Here's AWS's CISO, Steve Schmidt, sharing how his security organization uses Splunk to stop threats in their tracks.
AWS, or Amazon Web Services, is the world's largest and most widely adopted cloud service. We have more than 200 full-featured services that we deliver from data centers all around the world. So one of the biggest challenges that we have in the security space is exactly what you would think. It's management of data. Security is largely a human problem, but it's represented by data. We produce more than 50 petabytes of security-related log information every day, and we ingest more than 500 terabytes of logs about the behavior of our corporate infrastructure and our employees into Splunk. That allows us to immediately begin the process of understanding what's happening in our infrastructure and taking action to ensure we're protected. Security is and always has been our first priority, and it was really important that we identify a partner who can help us focus our teams in that #1 spot across our priority list. We selected Splunk primarily because it's an excellent aggregation and analysis and presentation layer. It allows us to focus the efforts of our humans, our most constrained resources, on the things that they need to do right away. It allows them to create rapid prototypes that explore data and understand what's going on across our infrastructure and our networks without a lot of heavy lifting. It allows them to write queries that answer questions that are timely and need immediate response.
I couldn't agree more with Steve that while cybersecurity is largely a human problem, underneath it all, it's ultimately a data-driven issue. Over 500 terabytes a day. You'll hear more from Steve again later in today's keynote. Now, let's hear from a very special guest who will talk about how data is literally driving outcomes. Everyone meet Lando Norris, Formula One driver with the Mclaren Racing team. Welcome to .conf, Lando, and I love that we've been able to virtually recreate your car right here on stage.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great to be here. It looks amazing. Well, the car is not quite like the real thing, but it's still pretty cool. And as you'd guess, I'm here in America for the Austin Grand Prix this weekend. I heard you talking about how essential data is for your customers to make incredible things happen even faster, and I couldn't agree more. Even though my hands are not on the steering wheel and not on the keyboard, I use data all of the time, in training and on race day.
Yeah, it blows my mind how much data is used in Formula One. And speaking of customers going faster, Lando, I have to ask, could you drive as fast as you do without data?
No way. The McLaren team uses data to help me make the best decisions when I'm behind the wheel. Not sure if you know this, but McLaren started adding sensors to its cars about 40 years ago. And today, every car runs with anywhere from 150 to more than 300 sensors, relaying data between the track and mission control back in the UK in near real time.
That is an awesome bit of history. Now, you could say that I've become a little bit of a Formula One data superfan. So I do happen to know that all those sensors generate around 10,000 raw parameters for variables like velocity, angle, pressure, temperature, and more. And this beautiful MCL35M races at over 300 kilometers per hour and crazily produces 1.5 terabytes per race weekend in just a matter of hours.
Exactly. And here's another stat for you. By the end of the season, we will have captured data on more than 6,300 laps.
That is a lot of data. So how do you guys actually use it?
So the McLaren team turns data into doing in a matter of milliseconds. Data supports our team to call the right strategy, deliver performance, and stay ahead of the competition. And Splunk helps make all of that possible.
I guess it's safe to say that Splunk is now officially in the racing business. So if you had one thing to say to all these amazing data heroes that are watching today, what would it be?
It would be having data heroes on your team is like having another gear to shift into. Without you, we couldn't win. So thanks for everything you do.
I got to tell you, I definitely could not have said that better myself. Thank you so much for stopping by .conf, Lando. Huge congrats on the season so far. Best of luck for you, Daniel, and the entire team this weekend. And I will be watching along with the Splunkers in my new hometown, Austin, Texas.
Thank you very much. Pleasure. See you soon.
Thank you, Lando.
Thank you.
That was so cool. So Splunk does enable every data hero, including Lando, on the journey to turn data into doing. As I said at the start, I love coming back to .conf year after year. I literally look forward to all year to see what each of you make possible with data. And we're continuing to innovate for you to do even more. To help us dive into that innovation, let's welcome Splunk's President of Products and Technology, Sean Bice, to share how Splunk is working around the clock to develop and deliver game-changing products.
Well, hello. I'm excited to be here at my first .conf. You know, I've been waiting for this since I joined several months ago. And I want to start by saying a big thank you for what you do. So each of you are on the front lines of your companies. You help entire businesses run, which in turn fuels the world's economy. So my job as the leader of products and technologies at Splunk is to make sure you have the solutions and tools you need to do your job. Now, I wish we were together in person, but I'm grateful to be speaking to you live from San Francisco. We've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's dive in. So as Doug mentioned, it's incredible to see how the world and all of our jobs have changed over the last couple of years. One thing that is certain in the world we live in today is that unpredictability is the only thing that is predictable. Yet what's interesting is that while some have struggled to survive in the face of this unpredictability, others have found a way to thrive. Why is that? I find myself so curious to understand how that's possible. How are some organizations able to scale with incredible speed and secure their environments against new threats? How did they reinvent themselves and create new customer experiences? The answer? A strong data foundation. And organizations with a strong data foundation have been able to adapt and innovate despite unforeseen changes. These organizations can move fast, they can try different things, they learn quickly. Their data foundation allows them to build new experiences at a rapid pace. It doesn't constrain them. So let's think about a few everyday experiences, like depositing a check with a mobile app and how important that is. Or ordering groceries to your doorstep. It was once a convenience and today it's a necessity for many. Or how about meeting a doctor online? Or binge watching a series with friends and family. So I know in my household we couldn't get enough of The Mandalorian. That was our 1 hour to run around in the Star Wars universe. And if you're a Mandalorian fan, you're familiar with the line, "This is the way." And when my sons would try to stay out past curfew and say to me, "But Dad, this is the way," I would remind them that I'm pretty sure staying out past curfew isn't what Mandalorian meant when he said, "This is the way." So all of these examples can be everyday experiences for consumers. But as technologists, you all know it's far more complicated than that. Great digital experiences are often composed of many loosely coupled and widely distributed services across different cloud and on-prem environments. This is often including many operational teams. I mean, what could go wrong? How do you ensure all of this continues to work seamlessly and securely? And it really boils down to a strong data foundation that powers the success of your digital transformation. Now, I've been thinking about this problem for much of my career. In fact, I had a front row seat to multiple technology evolutions during my time at Microsoft leading SQL Server in the early days of Azure, and most recently at Amazon leading Aurora, RDS, and DynamoDB, to mention a few. Now, that has given me an opportunity to work with so many customers pursuing digital transformations and others building some of the largest and most scalable applications in the world. And I've learned so much. Now, what is common for organizations that are pursuing a digital transformation is that they approach problems through a new lens. In other words, they're not trying to solve today's problems with yesterday's solutions. The secret to fast and effective transformation really does lie in the data, so long as you can remove the barriers between data and action. Splunk has the technology stack to enable data-driven transformation in a way that no other company can. Why do I say this? Let's start with some fundamental customer challenges. In some sense, it may feel natural to go get individual tools for individual problems, one to monitor your data center, another to measure application performance, one to keep your system secure. I think you get the picture. However, that approach can lead to data silos and an inability to see things end to end. And when you can't see things end to end, it makes it very difficult to secure, operate, and innovate across all of your technology and business systems. Now let's talk about what makes the Splunk approach different. We've built an extensible data platform that lets you work off of shared data. And this is a very important aspect of how our system works. This is key to providing end-to-end coverage across multi-cloud, hybrid, and edge landscapes. The Splunk platform not only enables a nearly limitless number of use cases, but it also powers best-in-class observability and security. The result is rapid time to action. And I see this with Splunk customers all day long. Now let me show you how it all comes to life. It starts with bringing together data from public clouds, on-prem, the edge, apps, third-party tools, all at scale. And it's not just log data that the Splunk platform covers. It's metrics, traces, and logs. Splunk's scalable index remains completely differentiated, taking in full fidelity data without having to structure it first. And this is why Splunk can ingest so many different sources of data so quickly. Then we add search and visualization enhanced by machine learning, allowing you to get very meaningful insights very quickly. And when it comes to working with others, you can drive rapid action because you have built-in collaboration and orchestration. Plus, the platform powers market-leading security and observability solution. So let's take a look at security. I would imagine your accelerated cloud journey and remote workforces has greatly expanded the potential attack surface. In fact, 2020 saw more data breaches in 1 year than in the past 15. Splunk addresses security concerns by bringing together key capabilities including SIM, SOAR, behavioral analytics, and threat intelligence. And it's all to strengthen your security posture. In some sense, it's about layers of security and tooling, not just one thing. Next, let's take a look at observability and our advancements in this area. Observability is the evolution of monitoring for the cloud era. In the old world, monitoring was really about connecting to possibly one machine that's hosting a monolithic app and trying to debug all the errors on that one thing. But that's not the world we live in today. The right observability solution lets you spot problems and opportunities, including those that you weren't even looking for, across on-prem, hybrid, and multi-cloud environments. Splunk's observability capabilities help you cut through the noise of complex architectures so you can deliver system resilience and innovate faster than ever before. And you can extend the power of Splunk to even more use cases with more than 2,400 apps available for free on Splunk Base. And that's thanks to our ecosystem of partners and customers who are bringing that value to you each and every day. Now, if you can't find what you're looking for, you can always build your own apps to do just about anything with data. Now, each of these capabilities is individually valuable, but the full power of Splunk is when it all comes together, providing you with the data foundation you need to thrive. Now, with that, let's take a look at some product highlights with Splunk's Chief Product Officer, Garth Fort. Garth, take it away.
Thank you, Sean. It is great to be here and have the opportunity to share just a few examples of what we've been building since the last .conf. Now, over the last 12 months, we've closed 4 acquisitions, we've delivered 43 major releases and hundreds of smaller enhancements across the entire product portfolio. And for Splunk Cloud customers, we're shipping updates every 6 weeks. And our goal is to snapshot those features and bring them to Splunk Enterprise customers every 6 months. And as all of you know, we have ideas.splunk.com where you can tell us what you want us to build next. Now, we couldn't possibly build everything you want in a single release, but your feedback directly impacts how we think about prioritizing our roadmaps. We look at your feedback every month, so please keep it coming. And many of the new features you'll see in the demos today actually came straight from your feedback. Now, let's start with the platform. As Sean mentioned, the platform brings together powerful capabilities for data ingestion, investigation, and action with a scalable index, streaming, search, and visualization. Now, today we're going to focus on how we're making it easier for you to get data into Splunk, improvements to the core search experience, and how we're helping you create visually compelling dashboards. Now, customers typically start their journey with Splunk pretty small, maybe doing log analytics on just a few systems and ingesting a few gigabytes of data per day. But as their usage grows, it's not uncommon to see ingest grow quickly from gigabytes to terabytes and even dozens of petabytes of data per day. Now, when we talk to customers who are operating at this level of scale, they've been asking us to help them with more sophisticated tools to manage ingestion. For example, the signal-to-noise ratio varies widely across different sources of data, so you may not need to ingest all of the data every day. At Splunk, though, we believe it's important that no data gets left behind. You might, for example, want to route some of that low-signal data to a more cost-efficient long-term storage location, but still have access to it for a security investigation or an audit sometime in the future. That's why I'm excited about a new capability we're calling Ingest Actions, which is in beta with customers today. With Ingest Actions, customers have the ability to make upstream changes in the ingest path to modify, filter, and route data to various destinations. Let's take a look at how that works. So here's the core Splunk Enterprise console and the new user interface we built for Ingest Actions. In this example, I'll use syslog to demonstrate how you can modify, filter, and route data upstream of ingest. I'll choose syslogs from the source type and the number of records to pull so I can preview my changes. First, data modification. We'll take a common use case, redacting personally identifiable information, such as usernames from the log files. I simply click on Add Rule. I choose Mask with regular expression. I type in the expression, and then what I want to replace it with. Now, on the right-hand side, I can see which logs are going to be affected. And in this case, it's over half of the records. So this represents over 50% of my potential ingest volume. Now, I know I don't need all this data right now, but at Splunk, we believe no data should be left behind. I want to ensure that I have access to it if needed, say for a security investigation or a compliance audit. In this case, I'm going to take these events and route them to AWS S3. I start by adding my regular expression to identify the event. I select S3 as the destination and remove Splunk, and then click Apply. And again, on the right, I can see how many records are affected. In this case, just over half of the total events. Now, to route this subset of data, S3, simply click, save, and deploy. That's it. All it took was a few simple keystrokes and clicks. We think customers are going to be excited to have this more fine-grained control of data upstream in the ingest pipeline, especially those that are operating at a petabyte scale. We showed this to a few weeks ago to our customer advisory board, and there was a ton of great feedback. Again, this is in beta today. Now, to prove there are no smoke and mirrors, here, let's pop over to my S3 bucket and see what's going on over there. I've switched to the command line console here. And with this first command, we'll list out all of the objects in my S3 bucket. And now with this second command, we'll open up one of those objects, and you can see our redacted event data here in JSON. So Ingest Actions is available in preview for Splunk Enterprise and is accessible via the Splunk Enterprise beta program. Customers, in fact, are testing and loving this today. Now let's talk about search. Search is at the very core of how customers use Splunk, so it's an area where we are constantly looking to innovate. We've done things like make it possible to apply machine learning techniques such as k-means clustering with a single line of SPL. And last year at .conf, we announced Federated Search support for analytics across your Splunk Cloud deployments. And since then, we've extended Federated Search to make it topology agnostic. And what this means is that you can run Federated Search across any remote Splunk Cloud platform or Splunk Enterprise deployment, whether it has a single search head or a search head cluster. And now, from a single search bar, you can run analytics across the entire Splunk footprint, allowing you to get more out of your investments in Splunk, whether you choose to run Splunk in your own data centers or we run it for you in the cloud. Now let's switch to visualizations. Dashboards are a great way to make sense of complex data and spot trends, which helps us turn data into doing faster. Now, research has shown, in fact, that about half of our neocortex, which is the outermost part of the mammalian brain, is devoted to object detection and visual pattern recognition. No one's built an algorithm that can outperform the human brain in this regard, at least not yet. Now, customers use dashboards everywhere. They're at the heart of Security Operations Center. They're at the heart of the Network Operations Center. But customers use dashboards to share high-level reporting to the C-suite and even to the audit committee of their board of directors. That's why I'm thrilled about the progress we've made in Dashboard Studio. You have a visual design surface where you can drag and drop to create rich, dare I say, beautiful visualizations. And these are automatically optimized across devices and are now supported directly in Splunk Mobile. And we've recently added a number of executive dashboards to our enterprise security product, which look great out of the box, and they give you a really solid jumping off point for customization. Now, speaking of security, as Sean mentioned, Splunk brings together all the capabilities you need to power modern security operations. That's SIEM, that's SOAR, that's behavioral analytics, and now integrated threat intelligence with the acquisition of TrueStar, a cloud-native SaaS solution which we closed earlier in May of this year. Now, we have exciting updates and releases across all of these areas, but for now, I'll cover some of our key highlights for SIEM and SOAR, and then I'll show you how the TrueStar technology combined with the rest of our security solution delivers true threat intelligence. Now, starting with SIEM, we announced risk-based alerting last year at .conf, and we have made a ton of progress since then. I'm really pleased with the success we've seen our customers have with risk-based alerting over the last year. You know, alert fatigue is a real thing. For every security team we talk to, you deal with so many false positives, you have to start investigations with almost no context, and you run the risk of missing significant alerts. The reality is that most threats are not singular events. And risk-based alerting brings together notables to determine the overall risk of a particular threat. So it's not just about fewer alerts. It's about higher quality alerts with context so you can investigate and remediate faster. Customers using RBA have seen an 80% reduction in alert volume and a 30% reduction in false positive rates. And they've been able to streamline investigations from days to minutes. Now, another way we're strengthening security and improving alert prioritization is by integrating threat intelligence using the capabilities we acquired with TrueStar. Today, we're announcing that TrueStar will officially become Splunk Intelligence Management. And, excitingly, it will soon be available to all of our enterprise security customers. So now you can seamlessly tap into the larger intelligence community beyond just your own organization. By integrating open source and premium threat intelligence feeds with your own internal intelligence, you can more effectively identify security threats and support remediation. Customers have reported a double-digit % improvement in both mean time to detect and mean time to resolution by operationalizing security enrichment from third-party sources. Another powerful capability is what we call Enclaves. Enclaves are cloud-based repositories with very strict access controls. And with Enclaves, you can share your notable security events across your teams, other tools, and trusted external partners, or even with a broader community like the ISACs and ISAOs. Let's actually see this in practice. Here I am in the TrueStar UI, where you have access to your subscribed, premium, and open source intelligence feeds. Feeds that you select are stored in their own respective enclaves. I can use private enclaves to store my organization's internal threat intelligence. I can also share enclaves to make that intelligence available to teams within my organization, business partners in my supply chain, or to external security communities. Now let's look at a report within an enclave. When you submit a report, Splunk Intelligence Management extracts indicators, enriches it with information from your intelligence sources, and stores it in the enclave of your choice. Now, this graph view provides visual links and related reports to enclaves and indicators. The copy report functionality moves intel from one enclave to another to easily share vetted intelligence internally or with trusted external agencies. You can see from this example how easy it is for customers like the City of Los Angeles to share vetted intelligence from their investigation enclaves directly to trusted groups like other cities and municipalities, partners in their ecosystem, and private enterprises. Now, with Splunk Intelligence Management, you can also create workflows to transform and curate your data from different enclaves to make it actionable for automation directly in Splunk Enterprise Security. Now, using Intelligence Workflow to set one up, I start by selecting my preferred intelligence sources. Splunk Intelligence Management normalizes the scores of each indicator and then filters the data set based on the criteria you select. Now, let me show you how the transformed data is used within Splunk Security. Now we're in the Search and Reporting app, and you can see IP observables that were downloaded from Splunk Intelligence Management. If any of these identified threats are found on your network, a notable event is created here in Enterprise Security. Splunk Intelligence Management automatically adjusts the urgency score so that analysts can easily sort notable events for improved prioritization. And for additional context, analysts can view the intelligence management summaries within the notable events to see the sources reporting the event, how it was rated, and the normalized score assigned. So as you can see, with Splunk Intelligence Management, it takes just a few clicks to put intelligence to work for you, so you can both improve and accelerate detection and response. So that was threat intelligence. Now let's talk about automation. As threat volumes continue to grow, security teams are really struggling to keep up. And automation is key to driving the SOC efficiency and to ensuring quick response times. Splunk Soar automates security response. Security teams can bring their disparate tools and workflows together faster for more streamlined security operations. We recently talked to a customer who implemented Soar in 2020, and they were able to automate 22 months of manual security tasks within the first 6 months of using the product. And now, we have made Splunk Soar's playbooks even more powerful and easy to use. In August, we significantly updated the look and feel of our visual playbook editor, making it easier and more intuitive to use. We also added a powerful new feature which we call input playbooks, which provides a modular format to build smaller playbooks, which can be plugged into multiple larger playbooks. Let me show you how. Here, we're looking at the updated visual playbook editor for Splunk Soar. Let's create an input playbook to automate a common security task, a URL reputation check. We'll choose Input Playbook, and that'll take me to the playbook editing canvas. I'm going to enter the input variable and data type, in this case, both URLs. I'll create a new action by dragging and dropping a function block. And I'll tell Soar that I want to do a URL reputation check. And that shows me the different integrated tools that can perform this. I'll choose VirusTotal, since that's the tool most analysts are familiar with. And I will set the playbook input as request URL. Then I will name the action VirusTotal URL reputation check. Next, I'll create a filter block and tell the filter that 3 or more positive hits means it's a bad URL. And less than 3 means it's an unknown. Now, once VirusTotal does the analysis and provides an end result, I'll tell the playbook to add a comment in the investigation so the analyst can see the result of the automation. Here, malicious URLs were found. Now keep in mind that as we've been building this playbook visually, Splunk Soar has been generating all the supporting source code behind the scenes in real time, and you have the ability to edit and further customize this code directly. Now to finish this playbook, I'll connect the end block, and this is where we can add output parameters that lets us plug this simple playbook into other, more complex investigations. For instance, it could be leveraged in an endpoint malware investigation, a ransomware investigation, or a phishing investigation, which you'll see here, where we've embedded the URL reputation input playbook that we just created right here on the left side. Now it's a component of a larger, more complex phishing investigation. So this modular format and the ability to pass data between playbooks promotes playbook reusability. It's going to speed up your development, and it's going to help you scale automation faster across your SOC, so you can respond to security events faster than ever. Let's switch to observability. As Sean explained, for observability to be effective, it has to cover the entire technology stack, and that's what Splunk delivers. At the last .conf, we announced the acquisition of Rigor, a leader in synthetics monitoring, and Plumber, with expertise in analytics and identifying performance bottlenecks in applications. So now, Splunk brings together all of these capabilities that you need to cut through the complexity of modern infrastructure and applications, as well as legacy on-prem systems. We have infrastructure monitoring, we have application performance monitoring, we have user experience monitoring, business service insights, AIOps, incident response, and automation. And that's a lot of things that we're bringing together for you. And today we're going to focus on business service monitoring, application performance monitoring, and user experience monitoring. I'd encourage you to go to the Observability Super Session to hear why 2021 is the banner year for Splunk Observability. Now let's start with business service monitoring. Your critical business services depend on a variety of applications and services, both legacy, on-premises, as well as cloud native. So how can you maintain optimal performance if you have to swivel from one screen to another and try to stitch together data across multiple tools? And this is where Splunk IT Service Intelligence comes in. With ITSI content packs, managing your business services is easier than ever. Content packs, which are available for free on Splunkbase, provide out-of-the-box content to jumpstart IT monitoring. They include pre-configured key performance indicator searches, service templates, saved glass tables, and other commonly used objects that you can use as is or configure to your specific requirements. Let me touch on a few of the recently introduced content packs. If your organization uses SAP, you probably already know this, but you're going to want to listen here. SAP environments tend to be huge and complex with a ton of integrations. And understanding the true health of your SAP system is no walk in the park. Customers have asked for our help here, so we released a new content pack in April of this year, the Splunk Service Intelligence for SAP Solutions. Now you can easily bridge both the infrastructure data and the SAP data, and you can gain in-depth visibility into the health and performance of SAP-related business services. With Service Intelligence for SAP, customers have accelerated the time it takes to detect and respond to costly outages by 80 to 90%. In July, we also announced a content pack for Microsoft 365, giving you full visibility into your cloud-based Microsoft services such as Exchange, SharePoint, and Power BI. And in August, we introduced a content pack for third-party application monitoring tools. So you can bring third-party APM data into Splunk to better manage the performance of all of your applications alongside the rest of your IT environment. Now, as we continue to invest in content packs, we want to make it easy for you to use as many as you need. And that's why we launched the Splunk app for content packs. This is a one-stop shop for prepackaged content, out-of-the-box searches and dashboards for the most common IT monitoring sources. You no longer have to manually install, manage, and update these individual apps, or even back up and update each one. Splunk app for content packs does it all for you, including updating content packs together, so you'll always be using the latest and greatest version of each. The Splunk app for content packs is available on Splunkbase today, so feel free to give it a whirl. So that was business service monitoring. Now we're going to switch gears to another critical capability, application performance monitoring. Application performance has become one of the most critical aspects of the true customer experience. Being even 1 second slower can increase user abandonment by up to 10%. And you need to keep your mission-critical applications performant against a very complex technology stack and surging online traffic. Now, Splunk thinks about empowering both the back-end and the front-end developers, allowing them to work together to keep their applications running smoothly. And this is increasingly important on mobile, where front-end engineers may be the first ones to spot a performance issue, but they need to be able to understand what makes or breaks the user experience on their mobile apps. And today, we're introducing Splunk Rum for mobile. This is an extension of Splunk's Real User Monitoring, or RUM, capabilities. Splunk Rum for mobile brings distributed tracing to your native iOS and Android mobile apps. And Splunk Rum for mobile is the only solution that provides end-to-end tracing based on open telemetry. You get out-of-the-box visibility into app lifecycle events, presentation transitions, your back-end dependencies, and much, much more. And so now, both mobile app developers and on-call engineers have the benefits of a full-stack Splunk Observability Cloud. And they can gain insights into their app's performance and drive optimizations to improve the real user experience in production. So from the front-end engineers, let's move to the back-end engineers and how our APM capabilities are making it easier for them to optimize application performance. We've extended the capabilities of our best-in-class APM with what we're calling always-on profiling. Back-end developers now get granular visibility into the code-level performance of new and existing applications, all in the context of their infrastructure and their user performance data. This makes it easier for IT, DevOps, and application developer teams to continuously monitor and analyze the performance of their apps and services. It also gives them the ability to quickly address any performance bottlenecks. Let's take a look at this in action. Now here we're looking at a sample game where users are racing birds. This simple app is written mostly in Java with dependencies on Postgres, Tomcat, and some other services. Now the performance of our application is degrading and gamers aren't happy. Specifically, users are noticing increasingly long wait times for the results of the race to display. And the more they play, the worse this gets, and that's not fun. You'll see here, for example, the statistics still haven't returned from the latest race. Now that's where Splunk Observability Cloud and APM come in. The example traces are found, and we can pick one that is exceptionally long. This is easy to do since we can sort our traces by total transaction time. What's new is Splunk's always-on profiling, which continuously profiles the code, and it links call stacks to the trace data to help identify lines of code that are creating bottlenecks in service performance. So here we can see a slow trace, and we can toggle through all of the call stacks and see the code that's associated with it. You can now use flame graphs to visualize your aggregate performance and pinpoint bottlenecks that might be slowing the app down. What we're seeing here is the current state of the app, looking at the entire code base, inclusive of my application code, Tomcat, and the rest of my stack. Now, with over 4,000 call stacks here, identifying the culprit can be a little bit like finding a needle in the haystack. In this case, I want to filter out just my application code from the rest of the underlying runtime. And here you can see by filtering on Birdly, just my application code has been highlighted. And that allows me to target my investigation to my code and find where I might have opportunities to optimize. In this case, we see a particularly long-running query in line 91 of our Java code. So now I'm going to switch over to the offending code in my IDE. And we see the line in question is a JDBC query. I suspect I might have some nesting issues here, which would result in an N+1 issue, causing my performance to degrade over time. Now my engineers know where they can start digging in. So always-on profiling gives you full context during an issue, with extremely low overhead as compared to profilers that require you to switch on and off during an actual problem. So the example we just looked at was in Java, which is what we support today, but we're going to follow that up with .NET and Node in short order. With Splunk APM, you've always had the ability to look at all the traffic and interactions between services. The addition of always-on profiling provides you visibility into both the traditional and modern applications. It's the intra-service view, if you will, to complement the existing inter-service view. And as I mentioned, we believe that no data should be left behind. So with Splunk, you will always have full fidelity tracing and never sampling. So go ahead and use Splunk APM to help your server-side developers monitor and quickly isolate performance bottlenecks, and Rum to help your mobile developers ensure that customers have a great experience when they're using your applications across all of their devices. And that's it for me for now. As I mentioned, this is just a small subset of the new capabilities we've introduced in the last year. I'd encourage you to go to the Platform, Security, and Observability Super Sessions to learn more. And if you're like me and you want to explore more product demos, visit the demo showcase online. Back to you, Sean.
Well, thank you, Garth. Innovating like this on behalf of our customers is exactly why I'm so excited to be at Splunk. Another thing I love about Splunk are these t-shirts. So I asked my social media followers the other day, like, hey, what t-shirt should I wear? And I was overwhelmed by the response. I actually didn't expect it. And what I'm wearing right now is the winner. So you bet your sweet Sas. All right, back to the technology. The innovation Garth shared is just the tip of the iceberg for what our team is working on. So what's next? A lot of customers will ask me what the future looks like. And the answer is, I'm not exactly sure. But what I have learned is that some things won't change regardless of time. So for example, a customer will likely never say to me, hey, could you make your products a little less integrated? Or while you're at it, make them less secure. That's just not going to happen. And this is why I feel so confident in investing in creating integrated experience and making the product more secure, because customers are always going to want that. However, in the spirit of anticipating customer needs, when I look into the future, I believe a few topics matter. First, let's talk about machine learning. So machine learning can find the tiniest pieces of data and discover anomalies and patterns that a human could easily miss because their conscious mind is fatigued. And I'm amazed that the human brain can process 60 bits of information per second. But compare that to the billions of things happening in your environments at any given moment. And this is why machines are so important as we go forward. At Splunk, we use machine learning across our products to power intelligent actions, such as identifying anomalies to anticipate issues, detecting suspicious activity to protect against foul play, and pinpointing root causes for an investigation. Machine learning has already been a focus for us. In fact, the Machine Learning Toolkit has been downloaded over 100,000 times from Splunk Base. And this is just one example of many. The application of ML can make human operators superhuman smart, and we can take advantage of ML to process billions of data points at a superhuman scale and apply industry-specific techniques designed to turn data into doing. And we're excited about the potential of ML, so you'll see us continue investing heavily in this area as we continue to innovate on your behalf. Next, let's talk about serverless. And I'm not talking about ordering food at the counter. Serverless is the ideal customer experience. There's no infrastructure for you to manage. You connect to an endpoint, you load data, and off you go. There's nothing to size or scale. The system automatically handles everything behind that endpoint. That's what the cloud should feel like. So we've embraced serverless at Splunk. Many of the features and apps that we've built and launched in the last year are serverless on the back end. Soar, Mission Control, Log Observer, and Behavioral Analytics are all running on containers under the hood. And this allows us to provision environments quicker and scale capacity on demand. And as we continue our cloud journey, you can expect us to leverage serverless technologies everywhere it makes sense. Third, global scale, limitless, ultra-fast. Before the cloud, these attributes might only apply to those businesses that could afford them. Now, I strongly believe that over time, we will see more workloads become global in nature. It basically meaning infrastructure will cross virtual borders by being deployed in multiple regions around the world with just a few clicks. Now, to meet growing performance demands, we will continue to see more technical building blocks that allow application data to span across regions for fast local read-write performance for massively scaled applications. And with 92 of the Fortune 100 companies using Splunk, you can count on us to continue building our products such that organizations, no matter their size, can rapidly and easily expand. Today, the Splunk Cloud Platform is available in 5 regions in North America, 4 in Europe, and 2 in Asia Pacific. And we're just getting started. We'll continue to expand our geographic footprint to allow you to build and deploy specific apps closer to your customers with the performance characteristics you need. Next, multi-cloud and hybrid deployments are here for the long term. Our customers are clearly using multiple clouds, and they're often picking best-of-breed services while still using on-prem data centers because of compliance, staging, or application requirements. Customers don't say to me, like, hey, I'm using different clouds. Can you make sure I have completely different observability and security experiences for each one? No. Instead they say, I need consistent experiences regardless of where my data resides. And this is why you will see us invest in our products in a way that regardless of where your data is, Splunk will just work. And not only does Splunk provide consistent observability and security, we also don't force you into a specific deployment model. Our nearly 20 years of experience on premises, combined with our Splunk cloud investments, is unmatched in the industry, giving you a peace of mind and confidence that no matter your business need, major cloud provider you select, or how long you remain on-prem, we will meet you where you need us to be. Finally, the edge. The edge is growing faster than some may realize. Today, it's a natural extension of the enterprise environment. For example, as Doug mentioned at the start, Orlando's F1 car has hundreds of sensors that in near real time, engineers process to take actions that can determine the difference between winning and losing a race. The edge lets you process data at the source for ultra-low latency analytics. And that's why you'll see us continue to evolve our products to be optimized for the edge. Now, to bring you to the edge of your seat, let's hear from Zach Brown, the CEO of Mclaren.
Mclaren Racing, where do I start? We're almost 60 years old. We're a racing company, also an automotive entity making supercars. But our job here at Mclaren Racing is to win races, work very closely with our partners. Of course, we're in Formula One, we're in IndyCar, we're in Extreme E, and we're here to win. When we talk about the racing line, what we're talking about is what is ultimately the quickest way around the racetrack. So you hear us talk about entry, apex, early apex, late apex, the exit. That's all about the fastest way around the track. When you hear us talk about the racing line, it is the quickest point from here to there. It's kind of as the crow flies, if you like. I think data is what ultimately drives a Formula One team, in addition to the driver. And so the quicker we can get data, the more efficient we can get data, the more accurate the data, the quicker we can process the data. It's one thing to just get a lot of data, but it's actually taking that information and being able to relay that to the engineers and ultimately the drivers to get the most out of the race car. We live in a world of data, and it's informing all of our decisions. And it's a blend of racer instinct and data, but that racer instinct's only good with really good, timely, accurate data. And the smarter we get and the smarter we lean into our partners, the more data we can analyze and make more strategic decisions, whether it's setup, whether it's when to pit, whether it's analyzing what the competition's doing. Splunk is critical to our digital transformation. We couldn't take in all this data and understand it without Splunk helping us go faster. So Splunk's very critical in both our on-track and our off-track performance. And you need to have both, because if we're not competitive off-track, we won't be competitive on-track, because the two fuel each other. Finding the data lines is absolutely critical for McLaren's success. So it's great to have partners like Splunk to help us go faster.
Wow, the sound of an F1 engine is just magical. I love watching Formula One. And hats off to Lando, Daniel, Zach, and the whole team for their win at the Italian Grand Prix and all they've achieved this season. And what a great team they are. Now, what Zach would call finding the data line is what we mean when we say turn data into doing. And that's what every one of you can do with Splunk. Now, what would it mean for your organization to turn data into doing? Imagine if we were in retail. That could mean a checkout process being 1 second faster for a customer. And when you have millions of customers, that's a big deal. Or if we're in logistics, that could mean on-the-fly routing for delivery vehicles, which could reduce the need for millions of gallons of fuel per year, which is excellent for the bottom line, but even more amazing for the environment. Or if we're keeping our company secure, that could mean detecting and remediating threats, keeping bad actors at bay around the clock. And when we all do these little things together, no matter what comes our way, you thrive as data heroes. You help your organization succeed, and we all reach amazing outcomes together. Now, with that, to put the pedal to the metal, let me hand it over to my dear friend, Splunk's President and Chief Growth Officer, Teresa Carlson.
How's everybody doing today? Wow, it's so great to be here at my first .conf21. And thanks, Sean. Those were fantastic insights and innovations to support our customers. I'm so humbled to be with you here today. And in my last role at Amazon Web Services, and before that at Microsoft, I witnessed the power of cloud-driven transformation. And cloud gives you phenomenal security, agility, and scalability, so you can meet your business and your mission needs quicker. I also saw up close how the most successful organizations paired their cloud strategies with a strong data foundation. And I joined Splunk because I wanted to be part of an organization that understands how to leverage the power of the cloud computing and develops world-class solutions for customers to remove the barriers between data and action, so that we can build a better world where everyone can thrive. And since becoming a Splunker, I've learned how Splunk is helping you reach incredible outcomes. And wow, you are data heroes for your organizations. So thank you all. Now, Sean talked about Splunk's ability to enable limitless use cases. And you may be wondering, how can I achieve that for my organization? So let's talk about that. Did you know that we're making it even easier and faster for you to get value out of Splunk and achieve your mission-critical outcomes? We're doing this through Splunk Cloud and 3 accelerators. So here they are. 1, pricing, 2, customer success, and 3, our Splunk community and partners. Now first, we need to start with a foundational value of Splunk Cloud. Our thousands of Splunk Cloud customers today are realizing unbelievable value when it comes to speed, scale, and efficiency. And our Splunk Cloud customers are able to deploy fast in just minutes with hundreds of terabytes of data a day. And because we recognize the massive data volumes our customers are dealing with, we've made sure Splunk Cloud deployments are incredibly scalable and are able to handle vast amounts of data for all types of enterprise workloads. And Splunk Cloud deployments, they're also more efficient. Because Splunk Cloud relieves you of platform management tasks, you can focus on high-value use cases that make a difference to your business. And our Splunk Cloud customers have reported an average reduction of 35% in time spent on platform management, time that they can use to focus on new use cases, delivery, and realizing value. And if you're here at .conf21 to learn how to deliver more value to your organization, you need to be on Splunk Cloud today. Now, did you hear me? Today, so get going. And in addition to using Splunk Cloud, how else can you get value from your data fast? Well, let me tell you. With your data volumes exploding, you need to have the freedom to collect, analyze, and act on your data. But data sampling is not the answer. You want to leverage your data however you need, and you should have a pricing model that supports that. So let's dig in further. If you've limited how you use Splunk because of our legacy pricing model, well, listen up. We've evolved. And it's time to remove pricing as a barrier between data and action for your organization. The way workload pricing works is that you are not metered on your data ingest, but instead on when you search and get insights from your data. This way, you have the freedom and choice to put even more data into Splunk. And when it comes right down to it, workload pricing actually works for you. Only Splunk helps you view all your data, enables you to act on it in real time. The sheer scale and reach and speed of our platform is unmatched, along with the value that you receive. And our early customer reception to this has been absolutely phenomenal. So take this customer, a Fortune 500 retailer that recently chose workload pricing and uses Splunk as a data foundation for e-commerce across the company. Splunk empowered the customer to balance resources between data ingest and search, optimizing their Splunk instances for maximum value. Now, this allowed the customer to take in more data when it mattered most, during their peak time of season and in the holiday season. But they didn't stop there. Given that they can now access more data, they're starting to use Splunk not just as IT, but for security and more. And this means that they're able to access all data in one location rather than using a patchwork of solutions while keeping their costs constant. So let me tell you about the value this customer gained as a result. They took in 3 times more data at peak. They've had a 16% increase in average number of daily searches, and they expanded from IT into security-focused use cases, all while getting a 40% reduction in their effective cost per gigabyte. And this is absolutely phenomenal. And they're leveraging insights and intelligence from across data across new areas of the business. Now, let's look at a security-specific application of workload pricing. One of Canada's leading insurers, Accelerators, has realized success with Splunk Cloud, Splunk Soar, and workload pricing. This combination has helped CISO Trina McGee take action on more data, quickly arming her highly skilled security team with the insights that they need to vastly improve the company's security posture. And Cooperators has nearly doubled their bandwidth of data with Splunk, and by leveraging Splunk's cloud and Soar's automation capabilities, Trina has accelerated her security program and enabled her team to focus on those high-value security-related tasks. And wow, this has led to higher job satisfaction, employee engagement, and ultimately better protection for Cooperators' organization. Trina, you've got a triple threat there. And don't all of you want to do the same? Don't you want the same access to the amazing benefits of workload pricing that these early customers had? Of course you do. So you asked and we listened. And that's why today here at Splunk, we're happy to announce workload pricing for all Splunk Cloud customers. And with this update, all of you will be able to access the control, power, and the opportunity of workload pricing for your organizations. I'm so eager to hear what you think and get your feedback. Now, for our U.S. government customers out there, my next pricing announcement is for you to gain even further value for your agencies and the critical missions that you drive every day. Today, we're proud to announce the Government Logging Modernization Program to further equip U.S. government agencies to meet their evolving cybersecurity requirements. And as a recognized leader in log management and SOAR, we've developed a tailored program to help you address the requirements for cyber incident response that President Biden described in his recent executive order. Now, leveraging the Government Logging Modernization Program and Splunk Cloud, agencies can directly map to this new mandate. And we're investing in storage and compute discounts and services to help you. Our government customers ensure that they have the capacity to index 12 months of data in an active capacity and an additional 18 months of data in a cold capacity, all while meeting your October 2023 deadline. Now, let me tell you about our next critical accelerator that helps you get more value out of Splunk, our customer success programs. Now, we heard that you wanted to be more self-sufficient throughout your Splunk journey. And once again, you asked and we listened. For starters, we've been investing in self-guided onboarding journeys for a number of our capabilities. And I'm happy to announce that we are launching digital journeys to help you get to value more quickly. These digital journeys are available today for Splunk Cloud onboarding and Splunk Cloud migration. But that's not all. Coming in December, we'll add Splunk Cloud Observability. Digital journeys will provide you with the access to the resources you need when you need them and at your own pace. To learn more, join the Customer Success Super Session later today. So we've talked about pricing and customer success accelerators. What else do you need to turn data into doing? An amazing group of Splunk community members and partners. Splunk has an unmatched network of Splunk experts innovating on our platform and providing support to customers and partners around the world. Take our online Splunk community, which is 230,000 data heroes strong, with more than 2 million page views a month. Splunk Answers is an amazing resource for the Splunk community, and it's a site where anyone can get their questions answered from experienced Splunk users. It has more than 150,000 threads. My gosh, and that's a lot of data out there for you to use. And as an example, take a look at this question from Callum, looking for help to create a time chart for the frequency of results for a specific search. Within just 1 hour, one of our community experts, Ben Katarshi, was on it, trading queries and sharing best practices, resulting in a great solution for Callum in just a few hours. Now, this is the kind of near real-time guidance and support that you can expect from our community. And Van Katarshi, it's great contributors like you that have earned you a place in this year's Splunk Trust, so congratulations. And did you know that our most successful customers average at least 3 members in our Splunk community? And being a member is totally free, so if you're not already a community member, you're missing out. Now, I can't talk about the Splunk community without mentioning our more than 70 Splunk Trust members. These are rock star experienced users selected by their peers for their dedication to the Splunk community. So I'm sending you all a big thank you for your fantastic expertise and guidance, and for all our data heroes as you sit in our front row virtually. So wave at them. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for all you do. Thank you, thank you. Our amazing community, along with Splunkers and partners, are contributing to over 2,400 apps and add-ons on Splunk Base. That provides out-of-the-box plug-and-play solutions to quickly customize and extend Splunk. And we completely redesigned the Splunk Base experience, so be sure to check out our Platform Super Session to learn more. There are so many amazing apps in Splunk Base, but let me highlight one area that I'm really excited about, and that's integrations that makes your use of data seamless across your business applications. And you can extend Splunk with a growing number of SaaS integrations, including DocuSign, Okta, Salesforce. And each of these apps delivers activity information directly to Splunk, mitigating risks to help you track account activity, investigate incidents, and in some cases, respond quickly through rich dashboards and alerting features. And did I mention that all of these apps are free for Splunk customers? Yes, they're free. So please go ahead, download them and use them. And to round out the three Splunk Accelerators, I want to talk about our incredible partner community. We are so fortunate at Splunk that we have more than 2,000 partners who continue to develop technologies and services for you. And in talking with our partners, we've heard from them that they want us to make it easier and faster for them to enable their teams for success with Splunk. Now, once again, we're listening. Today, I'm happy to announce our new Splunk Partnerverse, Splunk's reimagined program that provides Splunk partners with the foundational support and incentives they need to explore new frontiers of customer value and success. Splunk Partnerverse is designed to help partners skill up quickly, validate their expertise, and differentiate their offerings to the market. Partners will soon have access to clear and faster enablement pathways to skill up their teams. Expanded benefits in Splunk Cloud Access for building and demoing, as well as more marketing support to highlight their special skills and expertise. And for our customers, this means that you'll be able to more easily identify the right partner with the right expertise for your industry and use cases. And we want you to realize the outcomes that you need to achieve your missions. So I invite all partners to join me in the partner feature session to learn more about the rollout of Splunk Partnerverse program. And I'm really encouraged all of our customers to engage with our amazing partners virtually at the .conf21 Partner Zone. Now, let's talk about a few of those amazing partners. We're continuing to invest in our relationships with AWS, Google Cloud, SAP, Salesforce, and many more. Now, I wish I had time today to talk to you about all of our partners and all of our initiatives, but unfortunately, Doug, he only gave me so much time, so here we go. So let me talk to you about a few of our efforts. They're pretty cool. And first of all, I have to mention the phenomenal benefits that partners are realizing with Splunk Cloud. Take the example of BlueVoyant, a partner and managed service provider that delivers purpose-built cybersecurity solutions. In my first week on the job at Splunk, they called me to tell me their story. They were using Splunk on-prem, they moved to Splunk Cloud, and they are thrilled with the results. With over 100 customers using their new cloud offering, and I heard that they had a big pipeline of a lot more. So let's hear from Milan Patel, Global Head of Managed Security Services at BlueVoyant.
BlueVoyant's a cybersecurity company specializing in managed detection and response and continuous third-party risk monitoring. BlueVoyant's customers are enterprise customers in all major industries. Our customers are moving to the cloud at an exponential rate. We need the right best-in-breed solutions to provide the security that they're asking for. Moving to Splunk Cloud is a complete no-brainer. Number one, it lowers your operating expenses. And number two, your customers are already going to the cloud. We selected Splunk, simply put, they're one of the best tools in the industry to gain visibility, measure risk, and make definitive decisions on how you're going to lower risk. One of the most fundamental differentiators of Splunk Cloud is data privacy. Customers can keep the data in their environment, in their Splunk Cloud tenant, in any region AWS and Splunk Cloud operate, but still get the benefits of a security operations center as a service because we bring our tools and capabilities to the customer's data rather than the customer having to send their data to us. The way we help Splunk customers is, number one, we help them migrate to the Splunk Cloud platform. Number two, we help them customize it to meet their needs. And number three, we provide an ongoing managed service for those customers. The biggest benefit BlueVoyant's seen as we leverage Splunk Cloud for our customers is a huge reduction in infrastructure costs. Now we don't need the engineers behind the scenes managing the computers, keeping the lights on, and we can deploy those assets somewhere else to help customers drive better outcomes.
Wow, thank you, Milan and the BlueVoyant team. I just love how BlueVoyant's leaning into Splunk Cloud, and I hope all of our partners explore what Splunk Cloud can deliver for them. And I want to hear even more of these types of stories from our partners. So keep calling us and sending me your stories. We'd love to hear them. So next, we're accelerating our partnership with AWS to help enable customers to mitigate to the cloud faster, secure, and operate and innovate in a hybrid cloud environment. So let's hear again from AWS CISO Steve Schmidt about how we're working together to maximize our customer experience in the AWS cloud.
Splunk was one of our key pilot partners in the workload migration program. That is somebody who began the whole process with us and has been throughout the journey with us as well. And over time, it's turned into one of our key partners because it gives our customers that key visibility into how their workloads are performing from a security perspective. The biggest benefit that we hear from customers is the fact that their security engineers are more effective at doing their job. It means they can see more problems more rapidly and act on them with less effort. And that's the key to retaining really good security engineering talent, is giving them the tools that are necessary for them to do their job most effectively. Splunk and AWS have a long history of focusing on the right things at the right time to deliver value and security to our customers.
Thank you, Steve and AWS, for your long-standing partnership. And I love how Steve talked about helping security engineers be more effective. We're looking forward to delivering more for our customers and partners together with AWS in the coming years. Last, I'd like to talk about our partnership with Accenture. Accenture has long been a valuable partner to Splunk in offering solutions that incorporate innovation, capabilities in several areas, including business analytics, the Internet of Things, IT, and security. And that's why today I'm happy to announce that Accenture and Splunk have elevated our partnership with the creation of the Accenture Splunk Business Group. And to tell us more, I spoke with Accenture's Group Chief Executive of Technology and CTO, Paul Dowdery. Let's roll the interview. So, Paul, it's so great to have you with us today. In fact, just today, we were very excited to jointly announce the Accenture Splunk Business Group. So, Paul, can you tell us a little bit more about this business group?
Yeah, no, I'm really excited and great to be here with you virtually talking about it. You know, if you step back, about a year ago, we announced something called Accenture Cloud First, which was a big move we made, investing $3 billion to really extend the leadership in the cloud. And that's taken off faster than we ever expected. And if you think about it, the future is powered by cloud and AI. And what do you need to drive all that? You need data. And that's why we're really excited about what we're doing together with Splunk, where Splunk provides the data foundation, and we provide the solutions, the automation, the transformation together to help our clients move faster. And there's really three things that I see of as really critical to the Accenture Splunk Business Group. The first is the people. Over 4,000 people growing every day, specialized, certified, and ready to go using Splunk technology. It's the platforms powered by Splunk, like our MyWizard asset that's powered by Splunk for AI ops and monitoring and other capabilities, or our Accenture cloud platform. And then finally, it's the partnership of how we come together and we invest jointly to innovate in new solutions and help our clients achieve value faster.
I love how Accenture can do this in a repeatable way, Paul. So just really great, and I look forward to the results around this. And so now, for all of our customers and partners out there at .conf21, can you tell us why Accenture is actually expanding its partnership with Splunk, and why now, and why Splunk?
Well, if something works well, then we want to get more of it. So we've had success together with over 400 clients, and we think it's really a time when we can really accelerate together going forward by working more closely together. And that's what's at the heart of the Accenture Splunk Business Group. And again, it's about the way the data has come together to enable companies to do these critical new capabilities and accelerate their transformation across the whole spectrum.
Paul, it has been so fantastic having you here at our .conf21 to announce this really fun and amazing news. And I'd like to thank you and the entire Accenture team for your close partnership to really take our customers to the next level. So thank you to you and your team, and we appreciate everybody tuning in with us today. Wow, Paul, thank you. 400 customers and growing. That's awesome. We're going to share updates with all of you as we make progress on this partnership. Now, let's recap the accelerators we talked about today. 1, pricing. 2, customer success. And 3, our Splunk community and partners. With each of these accelerators, it's never been easier or faster to get value from Splunk and turn data into doing. It's been so great listening to our customers and partners, and I can't wait to see what we're going to accomplish together next around the world. Now, we're not done just yet. I'm going to pass it over back to our CEO, Doug Merritt, to wrap us up. Thank you all. Have a great day.
What an incredible kickoff to .conf21. Thank you, Teresa, Sean, and Garth. And a huge thanks to our customers who shared how they take action and drive results with Splunk. And thank you, Data Heroes, for being on this journey with us. As you know, at Splunk, we are focused on enabling you to turn data into doing. At the same time, though, we're working to bridge what we call the data divide. We're focused on empowering problem solvers from all sectors to harness the power of data for positive social and environmental impact. Closing that data divide is the next critical focus for you, for me, for all of us. And you can get involved right now through this year's .conf Charity Wellbeing Challenge. Check out the Social Impact Lounge to learn more. No matter how you use data to change the world, your success remains our #1 priority. The innovation that you've heard about today is geared to help you turn data into doing. And we have talked about a lot of innovation. So I'm going to recap a few of the highlights from today, with a lot more to come this week. We announced platform capabilities like Ingest Actions, now available for preview through Splunk Enterprise Beta Program. We also showed our expanded Federated Search, super cool, and our new Dashboard Studio. Check that baby out. We announced new security capabilities, including risk-based alerting, Splunk Intelligence Management, and Soar Visual Playbook Editor, deeply helping our cyber teams. And we highlighted some of our new observability capabilities, including real user monitoring for mobile, always-on profiling, and Splunk app for content packs, including our new offering for SAP. But you know Splunk, we didn't stop with product innovation. We also announced our new government logging modernization program to further equip US government agencies to meet cybersecurity requirements. And we introduced our new Splunk Partnerverse program, as well as the Accenture Splunk Business Group, to accelerate your cloud journeys. As impressive as all that news is, I am most excited about delivering workload pricing for all Splunk cloud customers. We all know that data volume is increasing, and that will only continue. Our licensing will give you the ability to harness the power of every necessary byte of data that you need to grow your business, so you can focus on value rather than volume. To wrap up today's keynote, Thank you for being part of our vibrant and valued Splunk community. Everything that we do is aimed at helping you be more and more successful. Enjoy the rest of .conf21.